You're only getting $20. That's all I brought.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Hello, I am. I'm here with a great. Hello, I'm here with a great guest. Is it Nitch or Nicholas?
It's neither. It's Nick or Nicholas.
Okay.
It's a very common spelling.
I'm already regretting this interview.
I've never been interviewed by a new middle school goth.
Objection, argumentative. Sustain. So, Nitch, you own Hayden Lake Law?
Yeah, your inflection's wrong, but yeah.
Do you focus strictly on lake law, or do you do on land law as well?
I don't do any lake law. It's a geographical term because Hayden Lake is in Hayden.
Do lakes have speed limits?
Yeah.
Is it true that there is no law when you're drinking claw?
I think that is probably not true. It is my legal opinion that that's not true.
Okay. That sounds like professional advice.
It's also personal advice. Probably obey laws while you're drinking claws.
So, how do you convince people to give you money?
I usually point out to them that there's problems if they don't.
Problems?
It's almost like a mortgage broker where we're basically just like...
Objection.
There's no judge here. Who are you speaking to?
So, true or false? You manipulate people's fear of death to fund your empire.
False.
How is that false?
I don't manipulate anybody's fear of death. The fear of death is real.
Do you self-identify as somebody who's good at their job?
I do.
So what exactly do you do?
Interviews. I also do wills and trusts and estate planning.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Wills and trusts and estate planning. Okay. So how much money does someone need to have in their savings account before you will pick up their call?
I'll pick up anybody's call anytime. Money's not an option or an object. Money's not.
How come it costs $2,100 for an attorney to read my email?
What attorney did you have read your email? You picked a bad attorney.
Okay. So you crushed the LSAT, right?
I did pretty well.
And then you got offers from law schools across the country.
I applied to multiple law schools in the Pacific Northwest.
Okay. And I'm a little bit conflicted because now you're doing estate and trust law in North Idaho. I'm getting mixed. I thought it seems like you're smart, but I'm confused.
Oh, because you think it's an easier area of law. I can understand why someone of your intelligence would think that.
Were you a fan of Ruby Ridge?
A fan of Ruby Ridge? I mean, I don't know how to answer that question. I'm not happy that people died.
All right, Nitch. What do you do besides sell dead people's stuff?
That's actually not on the list of things I do. But I usually meet with people before they die, and we make a plan so when they die, it's easier to get their family their stuff.
What is probate?
Probate is the process of moving all the property out of someone's name who has passed away into whoever would inherit it.
How many times a week on average do you probate? Or maybe proterbate?
I wouldn't say that there's an average per week. Once you start probate, it lasts for 6 months, and you just have different requirements, or a minimum of 6 months.
How many years do you put in before you become a master probator?
I think that anyone can become a master probator pretty quickly just by, learning the law and studying and knowing how the code works. But we don't call people master probators. because it sounds very close to something else.
Can I ask you a favor?
Yep.
My wife buys more stuff from Amazon than anyone in the country.
Sure.
Can you send her a cease and desist letter and have her served to stop immediately?
Are you asking me to do this as a friend or as an attorney? Either way, the answer is going to be no, but...
You don't mind if I do an ad read, do you?
Go ahead.
This episode is brought to you by CheapEstatePlans.com. Why pay thousands of dollars for something that can be printed at Office Max for $8.99? Securing your future shouldn't cost a fortune, which is why using our simple process provides peace of mind at $1 you can afford. CheapEstatePlans.com. We're not just saving you money, we're investing in your family's future.
That was a choice.
I heard taking the bar is a lot like getting circumcised. Which is your favorite to experience as an adult?
Taking the bar.
Now, do poor and uneducated peasants need an estate plan? Or is it just for Republicans?
Do you need an estate plan? I think that answers your question.
I don't know, do I?
Everyone needs an estate plan.
So even the liberals need an estate plan?
Even liberals. I wouldn't say they're also poor and uneducated persons. But
What would you say about them?
that they also need an estate plan.
How much am I being charged for this interview?
$300 an hour.
Oh, shit. We gotta wrap this up. Why did you decide to become a lawyer? Was the bank robber job in your town already taken?
Yeah, there was this new mortgage guy in town, so I figured that the theft was at an all-time high.
What do you say to people who say that most trust and estate planning attorneys have been to Epstein's Island?
I would say most is a very, very broad assumption. I mean, just the statistical wonder of that. Most? Impossible. I've never been. I've never been invited either.
Appreciate you, Claire. I was wondering if you were gonna. Yeah.
No, never been. I wouldn't go if I wasn't invited.
Your on the record answer is you've never been.
Are we on the record?
Are we on the record?
We're on the record. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been.
Okay. Besides Nickelback, what other types of music do you listen to?
I like the Beatles a lot. That's probably my number one go-to. I like some Coulter Wall.
When you're not lawyering, what's your go-to activity to help you forget that you steal money for a living?
I wouldn't classify what I do as stealing money for a living, but if you're asking what hobbies I like to do when I'm not being a lawyer, I like skiing. I like swimming. I love bad interviews.
Nitch, it was great to have you. If the great people of the internet want you to sell their stuff when they die, how do they find you?
I think you really don't understand what I do at all.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ, this is the funniest shit I've ever done. I'm so sorry. How long was your email?
Were you a fan of Ruby Bridge?
How do you answer that? You're gonna have to react that. I'm so sorry. Just give me a second.
Oh my god. That's the only one that made my wife laugh.
It's so good.
Securing your future shouldn't cost a fortune, which is why using our simple process provides...
Wow. Okay. 10 out of 10. Okay.
Let me try it. I'm gonna have to take it from the top so we don't have to cut the read.
And I wouldn't fall into that category.
Do you drink milk?
Yeah, I do. I prefer 1%. Why?